Command engine start. 2, 1, ignition. Liftoff. New Shepard has cleared the tower.
In April 2025, Blue Origin launched an all-women crew into space. Headlines called it groundbreaking, inspirational, even historic. But not everyone was clapping. Some called it a publicity stunt. Others, a billionaire's joyride.
More like a PR stunt than making any real progress.
So today, we're asking, what was this mission really about? And more importantly, who gets to go to space in the first place? The flight was short, just 11 minutes, but it carried a powerful message. On board were 6 women: journalist Gayle King, pop icon Katy Perry, aerospace engineer Aisha Bowe, civil rights activist Amanda Nguyen, producer Carrie-Anne Flynn, and Lauren Sánchez, philanthropist, pilot, and yes, Jeff Bezos' fiancée. They launched from West Texas, crossed the Kármán line, floated in microgravity, then safely returned to Earth. The optics, clean, the symbolism, strong, but the response, not so smooth. One commenter wrote, "Cool story. She got to ride in a rocket with other women. Did any of them actually pilot it? No, basically this was a glorified carnival ride."
See your baby.
Where are my babies?
They're over here. Go see them.
Where? I have to go
Right
there.
there.
Okay.
Katie!
Woo!
Critics were quick to jump in. This isn't progress, they said. It's PR. Why send celebrities to space when there's real science to be done? Why celebrate when the ticket to orbit still costs more than most people's homes? Others called it elitist, a closed club, a rocket full of people who already have front row seats to Earth. Was it worth burning rocket fuel for 11 minutes of Instagram? The crew didn't exactly back down from the criticism. Lauren Sánchez, the mission's lead, argued that the flight was all about inspiring young girls.
Gayle, we were just talking in the capsule, doesn't even have ear piercings.
But here's the thing. When your mission is about representation, and you're riding in a private rocket funded by one of the richest men on Earth, it's hard to avoid the optics. Gayle King chimed in, framing it as a chance to cover the story from space. "I'm not just a journalist," she said. "I'm here to tell the story of human progress."
When somebody calls this a ride, this was not a ride. What happened to us was not a ride. This was a bona fide friggin' flight.
Okay, but when your story is told from the safety of a billionaire-funded capsule, does it really feel like the progress of the everyday person? And then there's Katy Perry, whose contributions to space exploration, as she put it, are all about sparking curiosity.
I'm really excited about the engineering of it all. I was listening to Cosmos by Carl Sagan, and I was like, Pythagoras. But, I've always been interested in astrophysics and interested in astrology and the stars.
She's right in a way. It's great to be curious. But when you're an international pop star with a fortune in the tens of millions, your curiosity looks a lot like a luxury adventure, not something that regular people can connect with. The question on everyone's mind: how are these billionaires, celebrities, and PR-savvy figures supposed to represent us in space? And here's what really feels off. Space is being sold as the future of humanity. Yet it still looks a lot like a billionaire's side project. These launches are framed as for all mankind. But the guest list? Usually the rich, the famous, the connected. And if regular people only get to watch from the ground, then space stops feeling like a dream and starts feeling like a gated community in orbit. Imagine sending a teacher, a nurse, a mechanic, people with real lives, real jobs, and stories grounded in everyday life. People who'd come back and say, "This is what it feels like to see Earth from the outside." That's what made NASA's Teacher in Space program so compelling. That's why SpaceX's Inspiration 4 mission struck a chord. It sent ordinary people into orbit, not millionaires. Because here's the truth. The billionaire class wants public support for colonizing Mars. They're selling the idea of leaving Earth behind, of building cities on red dirt.
The default plan is to launch hopefully several starships to Mars at the end of next year.
But if the only people they're sending to space are their friends, their message falls flat. You want people to believe Mars is humanity's future? Then send humanity. Send the middle class. Send the people who power our cities, teach our kids, run our hospitals. Let them tell their stories from space. And suddenly, Mars isn't a billionaire bunker. It's a dream we all share. Blue Origin's all-women crew made history. That deserves recognition. But let's not stop at symbolism. Let's ask for substance, real access, real diversity, real inclusion. Not just who can go to space, but who gets invited. This was one small step for 6 women, but we're still waiting on a giant leap for the rest of us.